it's emerged that Prince Andrew's former wife, Sarah Ferguson, hasn't even been invited. That's according to reports. That's what I want to talk about now. As well as that numpty who just got done for egging the king. But there we go. With me now is GB News' royal reporter, Cameron Walker. Cameron, thank you very much. Shall we start with Sarah Ferguson? So, reportedly, she's not even been invited. That's a shock, isn't it?
Yeah, so according to a number of sources that reported in the papers and other channels, Sarah Ferguson has not been invited to the coronation itself, even though there is at least one spare seat, because Meghan, who was invited, is not going to be going. However, from my understanding, according to the papers this morning, Sarah Ferguson has been invited to the private event, family event at Buckingham Palace post-coronation, which is kind of surprising because Sarah Ferguson at the moment is on this kind of publicity drive for the new novel she has written. Yes. And in every media appearance or interview, in big contrast to Harry and Meghan over their media appearances over the last few months, she has sung the praises of the King and Queen Consort on a number of occasions. She has known them very well since she was a child, really. She was in royal circles before she married the Duke of York. Yeah. They're now divorced. But I think there's a difference here between public life of Sarah Ferguson and the private life of Sarah Ferguson.
Well, it's interesting that you should raise that. We've got a little bit of a fact file, actually, on some of Sarah Ferguson's standout moments. So we can have a quick look at Fergie's life. This is your life, as it were. So it's fair to say she's a colourful character. She married Prince Andrew in 1986 in a wedding that was watched by an estimated 500 million people around the world. They separated not that long after, did they? 1992. And later that year, she was photographed having her toes sucked by American businessman John Bryan in images that you cannot get out of your retina. In 2010, she was caught up in a scandal after offering an undercover reporter access to Andrew in return for £500,000. And then in 2012, Turkey issued an international arrest warrant after Fergie filmed a TV documentary in the country a few years earlier. So it's a checkered past. It's a checkered past. Do you think that King Charles has let that go, or clearly not? No invite?
Well, it's interesting because when Prince Philip was alive, Fergie was reportedly banned from both Sandringham and Balmoral because he did not really want to be in the same room as him. As for King Charles, clearly a different generation. I think the King in the last month or so seems to be in a pretty forgiving mood for various members of his family. So I think privately, as a family, they are very much united, but clearly there is a public front the monarchy needs to put on, and especially for the coronation, one of the most important days of the King's life. So perhaps it was thought it would be unwise for Fergie to be on the invite list.
Yes, well, there we go. We'll bring you more on that as we get it.